Hey, folks, welcome to Good News York. I'm Matt Major from Growth Mode Tech, joined as always by my handsome, spiky-haired co-host.
I'm handsome?
Thank you.
Here's good spiky. No, thank you, Matthew. I don't know about handsome, but I'll take it. I'm excited because we have a special guest.
And, to be honest, she is kind of bringing your points up just because you're close together.
Well, obviously.
That's,
I mean, I'm a thorn between two roses, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, welcome.
Oh, I'm excited to be here.
We're
Thanks for
friend
having
Kate
me.
Refuge is here. How are you?
I'm very content and happy today, honestly. That's how I'm feeling. Yeah, you guys feeling the same way?
That's the
Well,
best
yeah.
answer ever.
I mean, I'm kind of cranky this morning, and then you showed up, and it was like you brought a wave of coconut water and sunshine.
Coconut water.
She does
By the way,
that.
Kate knows a lot about coconut water, we found. I asked her a question. I was expecting just like, she got down to the nutrition chart. She knows her
telling
shit,
you.
So.
We're looking for our natural electrolytes.
Yeah.
This is what we're looking for, replenishing our body, because I'm sure you guys feel this too. You got a lot to do every day, and you want to show up and you want to be like all these things. So I do a lot of research into easy, quick things I can do so that this energy that I want to show up in the world as just is there, right? So if it's easy, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
So that's an easy one.
Coconut water. I like it.
It's got
We
electrolytes.
just did an advertisement. It is actually very good.
It's what the plants crave.
It's like supercharged water.
Right. That's what I'm hearing.
Especially if you're a heavy drinker and you're hungover. Coconut water.
You don't drink that regular water like from the toilet.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Well, don't do that. There's no electrolytes in there.
That has some different nutrients.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Welcome to Good News York.
Here we are.
Oh,
man.
This show is off the rails.
All right.
How many podcast listeners you get? Well,
Yeah, we
About-
had some.
about 3, and then
So, Kate,
we offended them with our electrolyte talk.
tell us about you and your business. I want to make sure I say it right. David's Refuge, correct?
You did it. Yes,
Yeah.
that is correct.
Let's talk about that.
Well, I love to talk about David's Refuge. I started working with this organization 10 years ago. So it has been really part of my life story now, and something that I'm really honored and proud to be a part of every single day. Before I was with this organization, I was running the Muscular Dystrophy Association, and I did that for 10 years. So it's crazy that I'm only 25 and was able to do both of these careers. But in all seriousness, 10 years at MDA opened my eyes to what families go through. We were working here locally. We were seeing families going into our clinics at the local hospitals. They would receive this diagnosis, usually for their child, but we also served adults that would be diagnosed with different forms, mostly with Lou Gehrig's disease. And you would watch this ripple effect happen. You would see this initial shock, and then you would watch the family try to pick up the pieces of literally an explosion going off. And then you would slowly see, in many cases, the parents start to frazzle out, and they would start to lose the connection to each other. They would start to have this guilt. They would start to question every decision. And then ultimately, many of the families, many of the moms and dads would have to go through a divorce because the challenges are just so heavy when you're trying to deal with these diagnoses. So 10 years into MDA, never really thought about the mom and dad other than caring deeply about them, but our focus was always on the child or the person. David's Refuge came to be through a local couple, Warren and Brenda Full, and they started this organization in their house after they had lost their son, David, to a rare genetic disease. And they had started this because they wanted to give back to moms and dads just like them. And they said, this is the hardest thing we have ever done in our life. We cared for our son, David, for 13 years. On top of being mommy and daddy, we were also full-time unpaid family caregiver to him. And so they started this in their house, and I started hearing about it from my desk at MDA, and I was like, this is so cool. This is so needed. Oh my gosh, no one's doing this. And then I saw that they had a job opening, and I applied. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, because this organization needs to be here. It needs to thrive. and it needs to continue to grow because there are moms and dads all across our communities, New York, and then our country that are not feeling seen. And that's what David's Refuge gets to do, and that's what I get to do in my role there every day.
That's incredible.
It really is. It's hard for me to find the words because we talked before the show and how this hit home with me. I don't know who knows, but I lost my brother to leukemia when he was 3 years old. I was 5 or 6, and it's something that stays with me every day. And but the positive part is it's made me who I am. It made me grow up a lot faster. It made me look at things a lot different. But I saw firsthand what it did to my family, and now that I'm a dad, I almost have even more respect for my parents now because knowing I don't even want to entertain the thought of what that would be like to lose a child. And the fact that they did, and the fact that they're still here, I don't want to say that they're still sane because they're a little wacky.
Are any of us?
But I mean, but you talked about the divorce thing. They're not divorced. They're still together. And for those of you that might question, like, why would a divorce? There are so many elements of like, why are you acting okay? I'm still not okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's all these thoughts and things that happen when a child or any family member passes away. So what I think you're doing is, I don't know if there's a God, but if there is, you're doing God's work because it's absolutely incredible to do. It's so special.
So, Kate, it's really incredible to hear about the why. Let's talk a little bit about some of the specific things you do for some of these folks. I know you got a ton of incredible programs for these caregivers. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Absolutely. So what started as our very first service, what Warren and Brenda Full started this organization doing is they converted a wing of their house on their own dime after losing their son. It was David's wing of their home, and they converted it to a 5-star bed and breakfast, as any of us would, obviously, and started welcoming people in. So that model still exists today, but we actually serve families in existing bed and breakfast locations, existing hotel partners. So our 2-night getaway is an all-expense paid retreat for parents. And the mom and dad are still responsible to find childcare because I always say I would bet $1 million, even if we had a lineup of people who could watch children. Many of our parents would not trust that. How many of us would trust our kids to someone we don't know, let alone our child with special needs or that's medically fragile?
Sure.
So these 2-night getaways are really what we have been known for. We this year will serve nearly 500 couples or single parents in these 2-night getaways. And one of the best parts of that is we will book a beautiful hotel. We will book 8 rooms. And so moms and dads will book on our website, and they will randomly go with 6 to 8 other couples that are from across New York State. And many times it's these God stories of, I met my person. So a mom from Syracuse might meet a mom from Buffalo, chance happening, and they have exactly the same story happening. They understand each other. And humans, we need other humans. We need connection.
Very much.
And these caregivers many times feel so alone, the social isolation. So they'll meet this other. So they're getting this great weekend with their hubby. They're pouring into themselves, but then they also get this extra layer of meeting another parent who gets it. And then they get their person that they can call in the middle of the night. In addition to that, we have added beautiful services. We have a wellness program now, and that is a holistic approach to wellness. Think about it, guys. What do you need to be well as a human?
Well, I like bobbleheads. They keep me entertained. No, I'm kidding. I know what you mean.
Guessing like sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah.
The opportunity to take a break from things.
Your basic needs, just alone time,
Some food.
sleep.
Yeah, those are the basic needs that many times are met through all of the different experiences that David's Refuge offers. But then we really dig one level deeper and we think about your mental health. And we'll talk about that because our buddy, Dr. Melissa Carmen, is going to be part of our upcoming event in June. And she has pioneered a program that allows David's Refuge to outsource mental health counseling services to her practice, because I'm no mental health therapist. I don't have all the letters after my name like she does. But we outsourced that program to her, and now we're able to cut through all the red tape for caregivers. A caregiver applies to David's Refuge, they automatically are offered mental health counseling services.
That's incredible.
That's amazing.
So we do mental, physical, nutritional support.
Wow.
We offer financial support, because financial counseling and wellness, because all of those pieces go into making us well and being able to thrive. And then the third program we offer is called Community. And this is large scale events that are for just the moms we serve. We have a big Nourishing You Moms event coming up. And that will be at Woodcliff in Rochester. It's a beautiful location for 100 moms we serve. They get there in the morning. They learn about wellness all day together. And then we give them a big overnight together.
Oh, that's great.
So we do events like that. We've done really fun things. We've sent a bunch of dads we serve out to the Buffalo Bills Stadium for a private tour. They got to go on the field. So that community program,
Mike's dream.
Yeah, I'm trying to be.
you'll have to host next time.
I'm a humongous Bills fan.
Okay,
Mom.
I'll noted.
Uh,
So we do really cool events like that too. So it's meant to get people together, the whole family, or just different people that can come together. So those are really the services we offer. And in total this year, we'll touch over 2,000 lives.
God. Yes.
So it's really grown. And the first year, to give context, Warren and Brenda in their house served 43 couples.
Wow.
So in just since 2012, we have had exponential growth, and it's all because this community believes in this mission, and we're able to continue to show up.
Unbelievable.
It's so incredible to hear. Also, I just want to say, to start out with 43 couples in their first year is incredible.
That's
Yes.
insane.
and that just kind of shows you how they really set you up for success, and you can see that your leadership is clear. Just hearing you talk, it's obvious to the world that
Yeah.
there couldn't be somebody better for this. But again, it's obvious that they also, the folks that started this, really set you up for success to allow you to do that. So that's
Yes.
You know what?
what a great pairing.
Yeah, and what you're also doing is you're creating a support group without calling it a support group. I quit drinking years ago, and everyone told me to go. You should go to AA, and I'm like, I don't need AA. I quit. I'm good. They're like, no, it's not about that. It's about just being around other people that have the same shared experiences. You have no idea the value in that until you're there, and you're creating that without calling it a support group where we sit down and hi, my name is, just being together in that house and pairing them up. And the other part of that I find amazing is what that family is doing is in turn helping them by having those people in their home. That's therapy for them, whether they know it or not.
Absolutely.
Like 100%, I can tell you firsthand that
Yeah.
that's what they're doing. When those couples come through the door, I don't want to say it's filling the void of David's absence, but in a way it is. And it's like he's still alive without getting too dramatic, but it is. It's like he's still alive and well in that house because of what they're doing and providing for those people.
Well, when you think about our soul's purpose, David had a very beautiful, beautiful life and purpose. And Warren and Brenda will often say that they can't believe what this has turned into. We call David the man behind our mission. In 21 short years, look at the legacy that his life created. Look at what was born from this brokenness of his death and his diagnosis. And so you said before, it's God's work. We very much believe that. We want every mom and dad that comes through David's Refuge to feel that they are not alone, that what they do in caring for their child matters, and that God and our community, all of us, no matter what you believe, that we love you and you are loved. So these are many times things we say to caregivers when they come through David's Refuge, and 9 times out of 10, it's just an immediate, we're not trying to make people cry, but we as humans just don't hear this enough,
Sure.
Especially nowadays.
especially nowadays. Yes. Bring the human back. Let's
Yeah.
go back to human
Humanity.
scale.
So, Kate, let's also talk about you do some really fun things as fundraisers, which allow all of us who are hearing these incredible stories and want to be a part to actually come out and have some fun and support them in June, you got a crazy month of these things. So can you tell us a little bit about what we can expect here?
Absolutely. So I was just sharing that we actually were selected to be one of the charities for Taste of Syracuse this year.
Wow.
So this was a phone call I got just 2 weeks ago from one of our beautiful partners, Tops, and Summit Federal Credit Union. And they called and they said, Kate, we selected David's Refuge. So we're going to be part of that event June 6th and 7th. More news to come because I'm learning as I go too.
Yeah.
But huge for David's Refuge, huge for our people knowing about our mission, awareness, advocacy, that thought that maybe a caregiver will hear about it
Yeah.
through this type of exposure. So we'll start with that. And then the following Friday, you're going to be part of it. You and your company, thank you so much, are going to be part of our Taste of David's Refuge, which is our largest fundraising event we do. We don't do a ton, but we want all the people who love our mission to come together in celebration. So June 13th, we'll be out at Heritage Hill, and this will be our 12th year for this event.
Wow.
We are honoring our good friend, Dr. Melissa Carmen, and her husband, Dr. Jeff Steele. And we are honoring them because of the program they have built to support so many caregivers through mental health counseling services. And we're going to be expecting another great year there. 400, 500 people come out to this thing. We keep it, just like Kate, pretty casual. And so you come as you are, come have some great drinks, listen to some live music. We only speak for about 20 minutes and then we stop and we soak in that beautiful sunset from Heritage Hill. So if you haven't been there, it's the best sunset around. So we hope everyone will come out and just be part of that celebration with us.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to that. And
For sure.
Just to jump back for half a second, this program that you've got with Dr. Melissa is incredible. She's one of the top folks in town to talk to, and access to mental health professionals is very hard.
Mhm.
So the fact that you can deliver people a streamlined way to some of the best help they could possibly get is pretty awesome. And hat tip to her as well for, coming together and offering those services.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Her and I met at a fundraiser probably about 8 years ago.
Wow.
And she had bid on an auction item. I looked at her email address that she had left on the sheet, and it was her practice.
Sure.
So when I called her, I said, by the way, this is what we do at David's Refuge. And her and I kind of did this, bubble coming out. I wonder if we could ever offer direct services to caregivers through mental health counseling. And that's where the program was born. So we initially got a grant. We said, let's just try. And now this program, has grown, I think, 100%. It just grows year after year. We serve more and more families. And I think the sky's the limit for it, to be honest with you. So as long as Melissa will have us, we'll keep.
That's just so incredible. I'm really looking forward to that event. And there's just so many great things. I've not made it to one of these in the past, and I've regretted it because all I hear is nothing but, man, this was an awesome time. Well, why weren't you there?
We have a lot of fun.
Looking forward
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned to me previously that a little later in November is a special month for you as well, right?
It is. So November in our community is National Caregiver Awareness Month. So what we like to do is really amp up the amount of activity that's happening through our David's Refuge platforms, through our partner platforms, so that more and more people in our community, like I see this as not just a billboard here in Syracuse. I see it as let's be on national television talking about the signs and symptoms of caregiver burnout, what families are going through, how all of us who are maybe not in this moment today can reach out to a caregiver. And this isn't just the caregivers we serve. This is spouses who are caring for spouses. This is us who care for our elderly parents. It really is a month where we just blow the roof off and we say, hey, people are struggling in our community. Caregiver burnout is a real thing.
Yeah.
We are seeing depression. 70% of caregivers will struggle with depression. 80% of caregivers will see divorce, will not be able to sustain those relationships. Pretty much 100% of caregivers feel socially isolated. So what can we as a community do to do better in pushing into these lives of these amazing families and people? The other thing I love to remind people of is we will all be a caregiver at some point in our journey. It's not an if,
Sure.
it is a when.
No, you are 100% correct.
So let's teach us all how to care for ourselves
Right.
now, so that when you are put in that position, when your loved one, you get the call that you have to put everything in your life aside and you are going to enter into a stressful, hard journey, chapter in your life, you also know how to care for yourself, because it is truly the only way that you can care for others and
Yeah.
keep everything going.
You know, you're nailing it, because my last semester at college, I took a sociology class called Work and Family. And a big part of that curriculum was something I'd never even thought of, was a focus on caregivers and how people have to balance not only, you know, being a caregiver for a sick child or a elderly parent or family member. On top of that, having to balance
All the regular
work.
stuff.
And how, you know, the workforce in the United States doesn't really a lot of times accommodate for that. And so what you're doing outside of just what David's Refuge is you're also putting a spotlight on caregivers and, hey, you know, we've got to do something about this. So that's so good.
Kate, we're almost out of
So-
time, and we're definitely going to have you back because we can talk to you about this forever. It's great, and you're so just well versed on these things, and spreading awareness is incredible to see. Real quickly, who do you serve? I know you mentioned a couple times New York State. Is that sort of your area coverage? You know, how does that work?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we serve families right now just in New York State. We had to sort of put some parameters on that. We were starting
Sure.
to get so many applications from outside of the state. And my goal right now is to figure out how we can learn how to grow, but do it where I can still get in my car and drive down the thruway if I need to.
Right.
So our next goal is to expand into the Rochester community. We're already serving 300 to 400 families in Western New York.
Wow.
But my goal this year is to have a staff member out there and really learn all the things I don't know
Sure.
about geographic expansion and what that means for our organization. So right now, if you are a caregiver in our community, really kind of the things we look at are, does your child have an individualized educational plan, an IEP at school? Are they registered through the OPWDD? Those are sometimes those direct line in the sand where we know you will be eligible for our services.
Gotcha.
We have an online application at davidsrefuge.org. So I would encourage anyone to go on and apply for services. We are full right now for our respite program, our overnight program. We were full within 2 weeks this year. So we have
Wow.
a waiting list of close to 300 families right now who are waiting for that specific service. So that weighs on you.
Sure.
Yep. But it's a good problem in that we're trying to figure out ways to grow that.
Yeah.
But there are still openings for our mental health programs, all of our wellness programmings, and our community events. So I encourage people to still apply for services.
Awesome.
Yeah.
davidsrefuge.org is the website. I'm guessing that's also a good place to go to find out about these events if you want to
Yes.
contribute or come hang out.
Yes, that's where you go. Come
Awesome.
hang with us.
Awesome.
You're an amazing human being.
Kate, the last thing I want to ask you, and we are almost out of time, but I'm really curious, how many other organizations like you are there in other parts of the country?
Good question.
So we haven't found an organization just like us. There's organizations who do provide different types of services for caregivers, of course, but we haven't uncovered one that's just like what we do.
Wow.
So that's where I look at this as a beautiful opportunity to bring a David's Refuge into multiple communities
Sure.
and serve. So if we grow, it's for the sole purpose of making sure this mission can be felt in other areas of our communities. It's needed, and we're
Absolutely.
getting the calls. So yeah.
Love to have you back with David's parents if they would be willing to come on. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
really amazing.
Honestly, any of your staff,
Yeah.
we'd love to, just like I said, we can talk about this forever because it's such a good cause, and it's something that clearly needs to be talked about, because I'm a little shocked that there aren't
Well,
You
you know, it's one of those things that you
10
don't,
of you at least across the country or something, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
but it's again from experience. It's one of those things that you just don't think about
Right.
until it happened.
Right.
So people, you know,
when everybody's
outside,
focus is on the sick person.
right? And even outside
Yeah.
of that, in the local community, you know, people in local government aren't thinking about, these kinds of things. It's just not, that's not something that's on your radar until unfortunately it happens. So
Exactly.
it's great that you're out there doing
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, more to come, right? I mean, let's get it out there. So I appreciate you guys allowing me to come on
Appreciate
and
you.
talk about it.
Kate, David's Refuge. That's what you want to check out, and come to the event. It's going to be awesome. I didn't tell you this. My birthday is June 14th. So your event is going to be, like a pseudo birthday party.
I
too. So
love that.
come out and support David's Refuge and
Yeah, forget
watch
all
the beautiful
sick people.
sunset.
Let's celebrate Matt's birthday.
hey, listen.
We're gonna sing.
If it can generate another $50 in donations to her, I will do anything. All right. Listen, the bar is low
There you go.
to support this awesome organization.
We have no pride. We
And,
will make this happen.
I'll buy you a drink. I promise.
That's
I love
All
it.
right.
Thanks, Matt.